banyak. Guys. Gimana?
Terus ada sebagian yang itu loh, enggak ada ya-nya. Belum ngomong.
Dua ini Pak. Sesuk rek masuk lapo Putri. Jane kok Kalau nggak ada, dihidupkan aja.
Halo, Miss.
Maksud aku nanti yang setting ini audio itu kamu kan langsung kita tes. Oke. Selamat pagi semuanya.
Pagi, Bu.
Pagi, Bu. Oke, sebelum kita mulai webinar, kita ada technical meeting sedikit dulu ya. Jadi kami mau cek di ruangan ini, apakah dia stabil jaringan atau audionya bagaimana. Ini audio saya jelas?
Mendengung, Bu.
Kenapa?
Kayak menggema gitu loh, Bu.
Menggema ya? Oke, kalau yang ini cek.
Nah, kalau yang ini jelas, Bu.
Jelas ya?
Iya.
Oke. Ini masih menggema?
Tidak, Bu.
Tidak, Bu. Oke. Sebentar. Sign out di sini. You have been signed out because you are currently signed in another device. Halo, masih bisa dengar suara saya? Ayu?
Masih, Bu.
Oke. Coba close. Masih kita kok ini, Yayasan Perguruan. Itu di sign up dulu di setup. Fidris, audionya matikan ya, Fidris. Tapi sebentar ya. Ini kayak delay-nya berapa detik ya? Oke, 5-6 detik audio. Oke, jadi ini kemungkinan kita ada delay, maksudnya delay itu ketika saya bicara kalian akan mendengar 5 detik atau 7 detik kemudian. Itu karena kita ini juga ada live di YouTube, jadi untuk tidak yang bisa masuk kuota 100 orang, bisa apa ya, koneksi di YouTube kita live di Steamers di akun YouTube yang sudah di-share sebelumnya ya, yang ada video-video kita itu. Oke. Ayu, kamu sudah dijadikan sebagai co-host ya?
Sudah, Bu.
Jadi saya ngomong ini. Masih kita ada teknik dikit ya, mau di setting, jadi mohon bersabar. Ini ujian untuk teman-teman semua, sabar sebentar lagi, mungkin sekitar 3 menit bisa diselesaikan masalah di ruangan ini ya. Sabar ya.
Iya, Bu.
Iya, Miss.
Iya, Miss. Assalamualaikum. Halo, halo, salam. Tolong tugasku yang aplikom dong. Ternyata dijadikan satu file. Halo, halo.
Cek, cek. Dengar? Cek, cek. Cek. Tes. Gimana tadi? Berarti saya sekarang sign out dari sini? Iya, Miss. cek. Ayu Windia.
Iya.
Ini yang kemarin.
Halo. Iya, halo.
Tapi ini kayaknya audio nggak usah ya pakai ini ya. Ya kan? Bisa jelas kan? Ya. Tadi bisa jelas ya? Saya nggak usah pakai headset ya. Ya, biar kalian juga bisa dengar. Oke. Ayu, coba bicara Ayu. Belum. Stop video aja dari sini. Tadi kamu hapus nggak? Ya, oke.
Halo.
Ya, oke.
Assalamualaikum.
Ayo sebentar.
Beneran, Bu. Iya.
Oke. Ayu, kepada semua teman-teman supaya bisa untuk menghidupkan videonya. Boleh?
Iya.
Oke, silakan hidupkan. Video saja ya, audionya tolong dimatikan. Ayu, cek.
Iya.
Oke, kepada semua tolong dihidupkan videonya supaya kita bisa mulai kegiatan kita hari ini. Oke, video tolong dihidupkan teman-teman yang lain. Muno, please turn on your video. Okay, we got you. Q&A akan dipimpin oleh saya sendiri. Oke, sebentar ya. Q&A akan dipimpin oleh saya sendiri. Oke, silakan Ayu, kamu bisa mulai webinar kita hari ini.
Ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Well, good morning and how are you, friends? I hope you all always stay healthy, wash your hand and keep physical distancing to dealing with the corona crisis. Okay, friends, welcome to the international webinar entitled Training and Athlete Effective of Training Program. Good morning and how are you, friends? First of all, I would like to thank to Ms. Deborah Hutagalung as a lecturer in Human Resource Training and Development, all of committee and all audiences. Thank you for joining this international webinar that will be filled with our excellent speaker in this morning. Hopefully with this webinar we'll be able to get some useful knowledge. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ayu Windia from Kpi PPGRI Sidoarjo, English Education Study Program as a host. And it is a great pleasure for me to guide this international webinar. And in this webinar, we have excellent speaker, Ms. Mungkyuta Danja, BA. She is a HRP Consulting LLC, CEO founder and managing director. Friends, before we start the presentation, I would like to give you some sequence of this webinar. This webinar is divided into 4 sessions: opening by host, presentation by speaker, Q&A, and closing. As long as the discussion goes on, to make the conducive discussion, please mute or off your microphone and open your video. The speaker can share video, text, and another file, and participants are expected to understand the files that have been shared in this webinar. And when finished, the host will open the turn of question. If participants want to give a question, please identify yourself. And next, the moderator will point out which chosen in this webinar. After the time pass, host will close the discussion. Okay, friends, let's go to the first speaker, Ms. Mungkyuta Danja, BA. Time is yours.
I think we need to do the second time by hers. Let me connect with hers first, okay? Okay.
Hello?
Ya.
Okay, now I'm back. Hello?
Yes, Mona.
Okay.
Your
Okay, cool. I thought I muted. So good morning, everyone.
Morning, Miss.
Okay.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, so it's really difficult to call my name. So you guys can call me Mona. So it's easy to pronounce because it's my full name. It's really long. Maybe it's like longer than your home address. So just call me Mona. Okay? So should we start by our topic? Okay. Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank for who's inviting me in this international webinar. So Miss Deborah Hutagalung, thank you for inviting me. And also the host, Ayu. So thank you for the good beginning of our webinar. So it's our topic name is like training and evaluate effectiveness of training program. So should we start?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, cool. So first of all, I would like to start our training before you guys want to know about Mongolia a little bit. So anybody knows about Mongolia?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so I will give you a little bit of information. It won't take a long time. So Mongolia, it's located, you guys can see that blue one, which is, we are landed in between Russia and China. And you guys can see where is the Indonesia, right? Right here. So we are like Central Asian, which is between China and Russia. Then we are like 3 million people living there. So it sounds a little less, I know. Then our capital city name is Ulaanbaatar. And the landscape is a 1,500,000 kilometer capital, which is like 18th the largest places in the world. So you can see it like minus 45 Celsius, which means in the winter time, our weather is getting so cold, which is during a day, at night is going to like minus 45 degrees in Mongolia, which is so cold in here. So right now in Mongolia is winter time. Right now the outside temperature is like 24. I mean, minus 24. One more thing, it's for Mongolia and Indonesia, we don't have a visa in 30 days. So anytime if you want to travel to Mongolia, you don't need to take the visa. So it's free for 30 days. So hope you see you guys in the future. Okay, cool. So I hope you guys know about Mongolian a little bit. So shall we start? So my name is Muhtu Edenge. As I told you, call me Mono. I'm a BA of Business of Administration, and I'm the Master of International Business Administration. So I will start. I've been working like since 2011. It's as a Kambul LLC, which is Central Asian Mining Logistic. It's an Australian company, mining company. So I was working there, started 2011, which is 9 years ago. And then after I worked at Mongol Mass Media, which is this media corporation. So I was in there like human resource senior manager in there. And then I was go to Soft Copy Sense, is also like Australian listed Mongolian mining company. So I was there in like almost 2 years as a recruiting officer. Then since 2015 to 2017, I was like started in my master's degree in Taiwan, which is National Taipei University of Technology. So I got my master's degree, and then 2018 January to present until now, I'm working like HRB Consulting, which is human resource company, which is consultant company that I'm their co-founder and managing director. So also I'm handling the training over there too. So this is my little bit introduction for you guys. So let's start. This is our topic. Our topic is like training and evaluate of training program. It's really big and a huge topic. So I've tried to make it like less, but it's the more information. So I divided it just four, which is more easy to understand for you guys. So first one is, what is HR training and development function? And the next one is, why does the company need to training their employees? And three is, how to evaluate effective training program. And we will mentioning a little bit about KPI. And the last one is the key Kpi evaluation model. So simple, 4 topics we're gonna talk about. So I would like to ask you guys, like, please join and ask me any question, like anytime if you're not really get it, or if you want any question, or you have this want to share your idea or your thoughts, is feel free, okay? So what is HR training and development function? So first, let's start. What is the training? So anyone tell me about what is training? No worries, it's not like class. I won't get you grade, so it's okay. Just share with me what do you think about it, like about a training. No one? No one? No one? So how about our host, Ayu? What do you think about what is the training?
Training.
Yes.
It's like a education activity with company like that.
Yeah, exactly.
To know better performance specific, to get the better knowledge,
Performance.
like that, skill, to increase skill of employee like that.
Exactly. You're right, Ayu. It's training. It's for your training people. Training means like getting increase or enhancing your skill and knowledge, which is, it will affect on your performance. So let's go like, what is HR training and development function? So HR function has like, HR management has so many functions. So training is like one of them. So if we are going to talk about like HR management, it's going to be huge topic. So the one of the function is the HR training is most important part in HR management. So training and development refers to education activities where the company created enhance to knowledge and skill of employees while providing information and instruction on how to better perform specific tasks. So it has become most common and continuous task and analyzation of updating skills and knowledge of employees in accordance with changing environment. So optimization of cost with the available resource has become pressing need to every organization, which will be possible only by way of improving efficiency and productivity of employees. So possible only by way of providing proper employees training and developing condition to that should be provided by professionals. So which is that working? Still I'm talking here. Hello. Okay, so I still goes on, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thank you.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, good. Thank you. Well, so training, it's like development first education activities. So which is a training, it goes to effect on their employees' performance. So we first of all, we need to know what is the training, right? So as you told us, like it's increasing skill and their knowledge and employees while providing information as introduction how to doing their task. So some of employees, the lack of information about their job and their duties, they couldn't make their job. So that's why we need to training there to making them good and more performance. As I say, like it has become most common and continuous task in any organization for updating skills. So every day in the working field, all our like duty and knowledge is updating. So we need to be changing environment and adapting that to training our employees. And so training has like three part of the functions, which is training, education, and development. So let's look on there our PPT. So training, it will start like down there. So here, training. So training, this activity is about focus upon and evaluate against the job that individual currently hold, which is it's for now on and currently situation for increasing their measurable productivity, which means as training is more focused on like present time, like how to make it doing better right now, how to educating that employee for right now. Is it like more effect on the our performance nowadays? So how and then about education, this activity focus up on jobs that an individual may potentially hold in the future and is evaluated against those jobs, which means like educating, it's a little bit different from training because the training I told you guys like it's more focused on currently holds, like I'm in the present time, but education is couldn't like showing up like in the present. I mean, like nowadays, because education, you learn something, educating yourself after that, it will take time and then show the results, right? So it's more enhance employees' knowledge. It depends on their educating ability. It's going to improving their performance in the future. So it's training is for now times and current holds and education for the future, right? And the last one is like developing. So training and development is the same, but it has a little bit different. So take a look, like this activity focuses upon activities that the organization employing the individual or the individual is part of may partake in the future and is almost impossible to evaluate. So education and training is against to evaluating, but the development is almost impossible to evaluate. So that's what is the difference. So human resource development is a serious organization activities conducted with a specialized time and designed to positive behavior change. So development, why it's impossible to evaluate, because it's based on the company culture, company environment, or their moral, their customer satisfaction. It's are also including development. So people are talking about like training and development is like similar, but it's similar, but it has a difference. So I hope you guys got that difference. So simply like put, human resource development is provided by organization, increase the employees' knowledge, skill, education, and ability. Once again, like human resource training is provided by an organization to increase the employees' knowledge, skill, education, and ability. So it's something like that. The part of human resource management is that especially deals with training and development of the employees. So human resource development includes training individual after he or she and first hired, providing opportunities to learn new skills, distributing resources that are beneficial for employees, tasks, and any other development activities. So since when you are hiring a new employee, so give them opportunity to make them learn well, educating themselves and developing their skill. So it's most important thing is companies training and also individual training. So our employees should be training themselves too. So I hope you guys got what is like HR training. Okay, so the next one, why does companies need to train their employees? So companies like always talk about like, oh, we need to training our employees. Or some employees say like, I need to train it by myself. Okay, then I said, okay, good, for what for? You know, like training your employees for what? What is your expected result? But they don't know, they just want to training. Like when their company is like employees not satisfied or their company like business revenue is getting low, they say like, okay, we need to training, but they don't really know about why they need the training or what kind of training that they need it. So we need to be reason, okay? So I hope it will help in the future when you're getting in the company or getting in the working field. So maybe one day you remind, oh, one lady from Mongolia there, she's talking about training. Oh, I got it right now. So training and development is the field concerned with organizational activity, and it is better in performance or individual and group is organization setting. So training, once again, it should be better in performance. Better in performance comes from their knowledge, education, skill, and task doing ability. So training is always aimed to better in performance to their employees or individual, he or she. Before I talk, I'm gonna tell you some information. It's well, HR training and development manager is responsible for organization staff training, requirements, program, career development needs. So they supervise training staff, plan and administrator training seminars, and manage conflict resolution, team building, and employee skill evaluation. So which means HR manager who is not only for hiring an employee, they're not only working on their salary, there need to be training and their organization managing and career development planning too. So it's the one of the most important your duty in as a HR manager. So like HR trainings and development specialist plans, produces an administrator, staff, and management training program. They conduct programs to develop employee skills in accordance with organization practices and policies. Additionally, they research and evaluate training sources as well as suggest new topics and methods. So after you are training your employees, you need to evaluate your training effectiveness, right? So before you train it or train it yourself or training to your employee, before you need to make your program how to evaluate your training program. So most of the company make the mistake. The first one I told you is like they don't know why they need to training. So first you need to know the reason why we need to training our employees. Another one, the next one is what kind of training do we need? And third one, before you make them train, it seems like 4, right? Okay, I put it down. And then third, it's before you are training them, how you evaluating their training effectiveness, because the company doing the mistakes, most of the companies, like when they train it and then after, oh, they're not worth anymore. I trained them, I spent a lot of money, but no result. I said, what is your result indicators before you do that or after you did that? But they didn't. So we need to be concentrate more focus on how to evaluate in your training program. So in the field, human resource management training and development is the concern with organization activity aimed at bettering performance. Individual and group and organizational setting, it has been known by several names. So training and development has like known the several names, which is like employee development, human resource development, learning and development. So in the future, if you are reading some book or informations about training, so it's named about like several names. So don't worry about like employee training or training and development. It has so many several names. So importance of training and development has few sectors. The most important training and development. So first one is offers optimum utilization of human resources. So which means is that future helps the employee to achieve their organizational goals as well their individual goals, as the extent to which available human resources are deployed effectively for the maximum achievement or individual, collective, organizational, or national goals and objectives. So offers optimum utilization of human resource is maximum achievement. So most important in training development is you are more focused on their optimum utilization, like maximum achievement. So training will impact on that. So next one is like enhances skill development. So it means like employees should continuously look for ways to develop his or her skills, abilities, and to enhance his or her performance. So through effective skill enhancement, you become more capable, competent, and confident in yourself, and their performance are better able to reach their goals. So enhancing skill development is not only company problem. So only company handling training system, no. Also he or she or your employee need to be enhance their skill development for able to reaching their goals. So in company, they have a task, which means it's their goal. And if you're not working, whatever, you are a student, also you have goals too. So you need to be trained yourself, enhancing your skill to reaching your goal. Okay, so that's what is the importance of training and development parts. So next one is increasing productivity. So productivity is a little bit like, how could I say, a little bit complicated. Like productivity, some people looks like working really hard, but their productivity is really less. But some people like not really seems like working hard, late from the work, but at the end of the month, their productivity is so good. So it's really difficult to measuring, but its training's important part is increasing productivity. So if your employees are happy, educated, or trained well, so their productivity will increase. And that's exactly what you need to help your business grow. So once again, like if your employee are happy, educated, and well trained, so it's gonna be directly effect on their productivity. So I know that some people are really good educated, but they're not good productivity because of they're not happy in the working field or their company or their management. So it's a training's important part. Is your employee happy, educated, and well trained? It will help your business growth. Okay, so like happy wife, happy life, which means happy employee, happy company. So we need to know about it. Making small changes to habits will improve the level of productivity and office efficiency in your business. So making really small change and habit, it's really big, like improving their levels of productivity. So people are like, oh, just training them, give them good education, developing them. But I'm just asking, are they happy to working with your company? Are they happy, or are they proud of their self to working in this field? So this is really important. Like productivity is maybe like equal to their educated skill and knowledge. And so this will allow you to get more quality work done in a shorter period of the time as well, reduce amount of the time spent on unnecessary tasks. So of course, when your productivity is increased, so more work quality on it, right? So you guys and future managers, now you're a student, but in the future you are gonna be a really good manager, really good CEO, or really good salesman or human resource manager. What else? Most important thing is when you're working with the people, their like happiness, or they are like, or they are prouding themselves. This is really important than their knowledge or they're educated. So don't forget, when you are training your employees, there's three offers of more optimum utilization of human resource, enhances skill of development, and increases productivity. Okay, so shall we go? And then next one is improves organizational culture. It's a company, it's called like just company culture. So improving company culture. So anybody tell me like what you think about like company culture? Just don't worry. You don't need to be know all the topics. But you know the people like looking for the company, their salary, their prestige, but they're also looking for the culture. So what do you think about it, guys? About the culture? We need to be open, discuss about our topic. Miss Alprita Sibora. Alprita Sibora. Sorry if I pronounce wrong. What do you think about like company culture? Alprita. Okay. Good morning, Alprita. What do you think about company? What is like about company culture? No, don't run away.
So let me help maybe to translate it. So Mona asking you, Alfrita, apa menurut kamu tentang budaya organisasi di dalam misalnya perusahaan atau tempat kamu bekerja seperti itu? Budaya organisasi di tempat kamu bekerja itu seperti apa kira-kira? Atau apa bayangan kamu terhadap budaya organisasi? Yeah, a little bit confused, I think.
Okay, after our class, you will know what is their company culture. Okay.
Or maybe I will ask another student.
Yeah, if anyone want to share with their thoughts, we should talk with them.
Is anyone want to tell Miss Mona how the company's culture in Indonesia, or apa yang kamu pikirkan tentang budaya organisasi di perusahaan di Indonesia? Ada yang bisa menjelaskan sedikit, entah itu mengenai waktu atau salary atau dan budaya organisasi yang kamu ketahui di Indonesia? Mungkin bisa? Ya. Ada yang bisa? Ada yang bisa?
Coba Miss ulangi pertanyaannya Miss.
Oke, bagaimana budaya organisasi yang kamu ketahui di Indonesia? Atau mungkin Pak Pandan mau bantu kita?
Suaranya agak tidak terlalu jelas.
Suaranya terlalu kecil Miss. Enggak dengar.
Oke, begini bagaimana?
Coba ulangi pertanyaan Miss biar saya bisa.
Bagaimana budaya organisasi di Indonesia ya, kira-kira Pak? Jadi mahasiswa kita ini mungkin nggak ngambil kelas budaya organisasi Bapak yang makanya nggak bisa jawab.
Maksud Miss budaya orientasi seperti itu.
Ya.
Organisasi, budaya organisasi di Indonesia.
Is anyone want to say something?
But it's okay. I think they would like to listening more than talk. So
Okay.
So here we go. So we are still talking about like importance of like training development. So improve the organizational. Someone's microphone is on.
Yes, your microphone is on.
Thank you. So it makes it some noise.
What this? Ada bang. Kemana dapat lagi kosong barangnya? Oh, Haris.
Okay, thank you. Well, so improves organizational culture, like improves company culture. So culture is the collective hearts and minds of organization, such as there are many things that affect employees' attitudes about the work and company they are working for. So company culture is like more heart and mind of organization. So company culture, such as there are many things that affect like employees' attitude and their or productivity and about the work and company they are working for. So company culture, it's educating employees too. So if in the future you are working company A, so you will learn company A culture. When you are moved to the company B, so you're going to be learning company B culture too. So every company has like their specific culture, like more like heart and minds, they're collective, they are respecting, they're also like following regulations too. So like training development, one of the important things is like improving the company culture. Got it? So increasing like profitability, so which means increasing the profit. So it's obviously when you're training your employees, it must be like effect on their performance. So if your employees performing well, the company income, which is a profit, is increases too, right? So training always is aiming to increasing their knowledge, ability, and also it will goes to effect on your company profit, which is company revenue, right? So like when employees increasing productive, increasing efficiency, and company reducing cost, it is can increase in company's profit and employees' salary or other benefits too. So when you are training your employees, their productivity, efficiency is getting high, increasing, and also company need to like reducing their cost, reduce, got it right? Reducing their cost, and also like when then get like profit is getting high, you also can increasing your employee salary too. When income is coming higher, and also you can share it to your employees. So training, one of the important thing is increasing their profit. So, and also their salary, their benefit also increasing too. So once again, if your employees are trained well, their efficiency, their knowledge and ability getting increased, it's effect on your business revenue, your business profit. So it's really important part of like training and development. And then goes like the last one is like improves the company's moral and corporate image. The moral and corporate image is quite similar with like company culture, but company culture is depends on moral and company image. So corporate image is one of the most important asset of organization. It acts on of a comfort factor of customers and assures them that they are buying from the best, because a company culture, a company image is really important of organization, because like people are going to buy or may like let them know servicing because of the company image, right? So if you are getting some good like phone or going to the coffee shop because of their of course quality of their product, but also company image, also really important to choosing their customers. And there's a strong positive relation between people perception of company and pro corporate supporting behavior. So when your company image is good in the local or like internal system, then people would love to in like hiring. I mean, I could say like when your company like corporate image is good, like people are going to buy the stuff. They would like to choosing your company, and also people want to like working on your company too, right? Like they know in some company image, there know company some good employees. They want to be like working with them, like working this company. So like that Google company, Google, like people are working, they really want to work in there because their image is really good, but they don't really know what is their company culture. So company image is really important to attract a customer and also attract good employees too. Okay, so and then moral is like how your employees feel about it coming to work every day. It sounds simple, you know, like how your employees feel and what they are thinking about coming to the work, and how they approach to assign a task and their attitude about the direct the company is taking. So moral is depends on your employees, like emotional or their mindsets when they're having some problem in their home or when they are sick. When they come to work, the moral is not that good, you know, like not well sleeping, their moraling is not good. But if he or she is a front office like worker, which is like the banking dealer, and if they're not good mood, their moraling so bad that you will lose the customers, you know. So this training is really focused on the employee's moral and company image. Okay, so when your like workers, I mean employees moral is when it's good, it's means they're more attract more customers and also more attract other people to want to working with them. So we need to be like more thinking about your training. Also it's gonna be factor on their moral and company image. So employee moral describes the overall outlook, attitude, satisfaction, and confidence that employees feel at work. So I forgot, I left the confidence. So attitude, satisfaction, and confidence. It's all about your employees' moral. So when your training is working well, and when your employees like attitude good, they're satisfied their work and they're so confident what they are doing. So it's also, you know, effect on their productivity too. So some people are not really uh, like confidence. If some people are doing mistakes because of their less of confidence, lack of confidence. So more think about when you're training your employees, they're working on their moral, their satisfaction, and their give them like confidence. Confidence is really good, big, I would like to big efficiency on their work. So when employees are positive about their work environment and believe that they can meet their most important career and vocation needs, employee morale is positive or high. So when their employees are positive about their work, when they are positive on their environment, they believe that they can do that. It's also meet their most important career. So you want to be which is HR manager, need to be like career planning. So training is aimed to also their career like getting changed, they're gonna be promoted. So moral and corporate image is infected on their employees and outside, which is a customer, and there are other people who want to work in their company. So there's 6 things about like importance of training and development. So offers optimum utilization of human resource, enhance skill and development, increase productivity, and improves the company culture, increase profit, and improves the company's moral and corporate image. So if you notice it, it's all about talking about enhance, increase, and improve. So importance of your training and development, it's about enhance, increase, and improve of everything. So next one, how to evaluate effect of training program. So this is a big part to start. Let me sip my water. It's gonna be so long. So we got that what is training, and now we know why company needs to be trained their employee, right? What is training and why we need. So this is why we need increase, enhance, and improving, right? So now we're going to, when you are training your employee, how to evaluate an effective training program, which means that how to measuring is your training is worth or not, how was your training effect on your employees? So we are going to be measuring it, okay? Before that, we're going to be talking about a little bit KPI. Okay, I won't ask you again, like who gonna talk about KPI. So don't worry, I'm not gonna ask and call your name. So KPI, it's key performance indicators. Key performance indicators. Well, which is metrics that measure performance, business or success achievement. So it's KPI talking about company KPI and employee KPI or business plan KPI. So KPI can use like performing all of the achievement. So we are now going to talk about employee KPI. So KPI is this really huge topic and give you like a little bit information, a little bit knowledge about what is KPI. If we are going to talk more deep and down, KPI is going to be like 4 hours. At least. So I give it a little information. So we are going to talk about KPI in key performance indicators in employee, which is metric or measure performance of your employee, how they are work, how they did well. So target specific activities or departments, it's connected with revenue. So all the KPI connected with revenue and results. So KPI stands for, which is key performance indicator, which are measurable values that allow you to understand how your department, organization, or employee are performing. So KPI must be measurable, and so measurable values that allow you to understand how your department, how is your organization, how is your employee are performing. So it give you the numbers, like how is performing. So a good KPI should be help you and your team understand if these strategies are using or taking you toward your goals. So you set up the goals. So how could we make the goals? So we should be set the indicators as key performance indicators to reaching your goals. So it must be measurable and it's really understandable to the numbers. So we're gonna take a look more later. So it's connected with the revenue. I mentioned that before, revenue. It's all the company, all the business or any kind of business like aim to good revenue, right? So your revenue depends on your employees. So your employees doing good, doing enough. Is she good educated? She's enough to train it. She's enough to perform it. So you can see it from your KPI. So it's 4 metrics: the financial metrics, process metrics, customer metrics, and people metrics. So you can use like 4 metrics, or you can choose one from that. So KPI must be like well-defined and measurable. Well-defined and measurable. You need to be numbers, which means. So, and applicable to your business department or employees. So you need to know your department or your business goals. So it must be applicable to your business department or your employees. And then communicated throughout your organization and important to achieving your goals. So KPI, why do we need a KPI? Because you need to be some indicators or measuring yourself to achieving your goal. So after this class, I will share with you guys our PPT, so you can take a look at back and learning more. Okay. So KPI about like employee KPI. So here I make something for you guys. For example, like KPI table for human resource manager. So in the company, every kind of occupation, which is every kind of job, like accounting, human resource manager, or salesman, or CEO, manager, what else? Every kind of occupation, which is job, has like KPI, how they're gonna do that job. So I put an example as a KPI tab for human resource manager. If you are human resource manager, what it would be your KPI looks like, okay? Which is like just example, okay? So first one is for numbering your KPI. So key result areas, performance indicators, which is KPI, the weight of KPI, target, actual, score, final score. So let me explain about like, so this is a KPI table for human resource manager. I'm gonna call her Janita. So Janita is human resource manager, the company A, and her KPI, like first one is recruitment, training and developing, performance as career management, employee retention and productivity. So her main duty is recruitment, training, performance and career management, and employee retention and productivity. So it's gonna be like, need to be key performance indicators. They must be having indicators, right? So first one is like recruiting is like average lead time to recruit employees. So KPI weight is 15 points. A target, it must be done by 60 calendar days. So performance score of new employee within 6 months. So its KPI weight is 15. Its target is 80%. Oh. So training and development. So KPI is training hours per employee a year. So its weight is 15. So target is per employee 40 hours a year. And percent ratio of difference, the rate productivity before and after training. So this is what we are going to talk about. So it's also KPI of their HR manager. So it's really important to, if you in the future going to be human resource manager, so training and their productivity before and after training is KPI is 10 point, the target is 50%. So performance and career management is ratio of employees that fully execute individual development plan. So 50 points and target is 90%. The ratio of employees participating in career coaching program is 15 points and target is 90%. And employees retention productivity is like ratio of employee that leave the organization in a given time period is 50 points and 2%. So it's all the KPIs summing down is gonna be 100. So this is your human resource manager KPI. So how you measure your human resource manager performing well. So it's like their duties and also more. This is indicators how to measuring that HR manager, right? Like criteria. So this is a 4 main duty, but those duties included this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 indicators, and also each indicator has the weight, and they must have the target. So for example, let's look about this. So recruiting. Okay, Janita, her like October, let's see her recruiting performance. So average lead time recruiting employees is 1 employee is 60 days calendar days, but she did 70 days. So her score is 86% and her final score is 13th. So her weight of KPI is 15, but when she did it in 70 days, it's gonna be like 13. So how to make it? So it's easy. So weight of KPI multiplied actual and divided by target. So let me show you guys draw. How to get that number, right? When she must be doing recruiting at 60 days, but she did 70. So you need to scoring her is gonna be 13. So how to make it like weight of KPI multiplied actual day and divided by target. So which means it's a 15 multiply 70 and divided by 60. So it's gonna be like their score is 13th. Once again, performance score, training per hours employer, it's like weight is 15. So target is 40 hours in a year, but she did 37. So how to score? She couldn't make it like 40, but she did it 37. So it must be like 15, but she got 14. So how I make it is like weight multiplied her actual, multiplied 37 hours and divided by target, which means 40. So you got that number. Oh, she did it 14. 15 to 40. Okay, so it's gotta be like summing. So her KPI November. I'm really good at drawing. You see, guys. Ooh, November. So her all the final score must be 100, right? Here is must be 100, but she did 93. Then she did good. Her performance is great. So for example, like every kind of work, every kind of occupation has KPI table for measuring their performance. So it's going to be like that. So anyone have a question about that table, or anyone has any, misunderstood about it? Just please ask with me, ask for me.
How we divided the weight of KPI?
Sorry?
How can we divide the number of the weight of KPI?
You just give the number because it's what is most important, what is the weight is more high. For example, here is a 10, training and development, and ratio of difference in the rate productivity before and after training is 10. So it's less important than her duty. So what is most important, what is equal? You need to be weighting, give them weight because of what is most important, It depends on what is important. Most important thing is it can be like 50 points. Some is just 2. This depends on how it's more important of their working duties. Just depends on it. So you need to be, most important thing is when you make your KPI, your weight of KPI is very measurable and really relevant their work. So you need to press that numbers that for real. Don't make it like too high or don't make it too low. So it's really important.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now we know about what is KPI, right? Wait, guys. Okay. So KPI stands for key performance indicator which are measurable. So that was measurable, right? The KPI was measurable. We saw the weight of number and ratio. And measure values that allow you to understand how your department, organization, employee performing. So that table you can see Janita, how was her performing, the numbers, right? So it's measurable. And good KPI should be help you and your team understand if strategies are using or taking to toward goals. So this table was measurable, and also this table can show you your employee performing. Okay, so it's a little bit about KPI. So now we are going to back our topic, how to evaluate the effect of your training program. So the employees' effectiveness of training, it shows on KPI. For example, average lead time to recruit employees is 60 days, but she did it in 70 days. What is her problem? So training her, max 70, going to 60. Okay, so training, as we talked about before, training is more aimed on good performing, increasing their skill, increasing their knowledge. So you can see the KPI, which is like, this is 82, performing most bad part of her. So ratio of employees 30% career coaching program. She must be like 15, but she got like 20. So what is her problem? Do we need her training? What kind of training she need? So we can see it from the KPI. So that's why I'm mentioning about KPI. So training hours per employee year must be 15, but she is 14. But if you want more performing, so work on her, that 40 hours is 37 hours, so it must be 40. So give her the training to make the increasing the final score as a weight of KPI. So most of KPI help you to what is your problem, what is your employee need to be trained. So KPI is very most important part about the training, okay? So how to evaluate the Effector training program? So before you evaluate your training program, ask the 3 questions. It's also really important. How effective was the training in helping learners gain relevant knowledge and skill? So this is like after training, right? So first one is what is training, why we need the training. And when we train it themselves, so now we are evaluating, okay? So it's after training. So how effective was the training in helping learners gain relevant knowledge and skills? So which means does it has a result? Your train was result. So you need to be asked 3 questions. So first one is how effective was the training? It must be helping learners gain relevant knowledge and skill. And second one is were the learners able to apply what they learned to improve their performance at work? So it means, does it work? Was it worth? Does it work? So what other benefits did the training program achieve? So when we were mentioned earlier, such as productivity, profit, enhance employees' moral and behaviors. So training program is like achieve that your goals, right? We are mentioned before like 6 things, right? Productivity, profit, moral, and company image, behavior, something like it. So this is achieved that program. So after that, you're training your employees, ask 3 questions, okay? So this is really important. So does it has result? So does it work? Does it achieve? Like just 3 questions. So post-training, like evaluating is a little bit difficult, but we could handle it. So post-training quizzes, one-to-one discussions, employee surveys, participant case studies, and official certification exams are some ways to measure training effectiveness. So those things can help you to measuring your effective of training program. So let's talk about post-training quizzes. Post-training quizzes. Before you train them, just post-training before. Then after that, when you are training them, again testing them, what they learned. Okay? One-to-one discussion. Like after training, you are meeting one-to-one discussion about what they learned, and then you can see is effective or not. So, and also employee survey, participant case studies, and official certification. Official certification is really important. When you send it to your employee, some relevant training or course, there must be get exam, and after they get exam, they got a certification. So this is one of the measurable thing to evaluating your training. Okay. So here has the Kirkpatrick evaluating program. So evaluating model has so many ways you make it, but today I choose the one is Kirkpatrick evaluation model. It's easy to use. Okay, but in the future you guys can see other evaluating model, but Kirkpatrick is more related with the life, you know, in nowadays in situations. So what is a Kirkpatrick? So during the 1950s, University of Wisconsin, which is in America, Professor Donald Kirkpatrick developed the Kirkpatrick evaluation model for evaluating a training. So this Kirkpatrick evaluation is for evaluating model for the training. So it is 4 simple level approach. They're one of the most successful model that help you measure the effectiveness of customized corporate training programs. So it's so effective. It's one that here are the 4 levels of measurement and key indicators look for each level. So it's like first one is reaction. A second one is learning, and third one is behavior, and fourth one is result. So Kirkpatrick evaluation model is really simple and more effective to like evaluating your training program. So once again, like reaction, learning, behavior, and results. Anyone to join or ask me a question? Yes? No? Okay.
Halo.
Yes?
Miss, boleh bertanya, Miss Deborah, tolong. Miss Deborah. Halo, Miss.
Hey.
Saya ingin bertanya, Miss.
Who I'm talking with?
Fauzi,
Fauzi?
kita akan mengadakan Q&A setelah presenter selesai mempresentasikan materinya.
Oke, sorry.
Oke ya.
But that's okay. So are we keep going, huh? Yeah. So The level 1 reaction. So this level measures how learners have reacted to the training, their relevance and usefulness of training. So you surveys, questionnaires or talk learners before and after course to collect their feedback on the learning experience. So it's one really easy one, okay? So you survey questionnaires to talk learners before and after the training or course and to collect the feedback and with their learning experience. So it can be the level 1 reaction. So when you're making like survey and questionnaire, it's like topic to cover during the discussion, like was the course content relevant and easy to follow? Was the course content relevant and easy to follow? So training, most important thing is understandable and information to learners. So if employee couldn't understand well about training content, it will give them low key point like knowledge too. So was the course content relevant and easy? Which means those questions must be in your questionnaire or your survey, okay? So the next one is ask question about the learning and key takeaways. So most of the time training contents point on the few importance, just few importance. So key topics about what they should learn from this training. So ask question about learning and key takeaways. So most of the training is focused on like few key points. So you need to know is your trainers got that key points, you know? So that's important. And discuss the strength and weakness of the program. You can ask our questionnaire with that. So after training course, discussing about training content, importance and result, it's improving and measuring on training quality. So discuss strengths and weakness of program. It can be like improving and measuring on training quality. The next one is understand if the training was able to accommodate and learner's pace and learning style. So maybe some trainees are able to understand well, or some is not that well. So everyone is different. Their learning skill different, their understanding pace, understanding like speed. It's easy to say speed are all the different. So everyone learning skill and catching information, right? So they are totally different, which means that their learning ways are different from each other. It doesn't mean someone is good or someone is bad. No, it's just different way, okay? Different style to learning, right? So training must be suited on all different level of people to good to understand and learnable. So once again, everyone learning skill, learning speed, learning style is different, but the training must be suited on every level, every style. So it's can be to measuring was the training was good or not. So you can ask from there or questionnaires about your trainees, okay? Understand if the training was able to accommodate learners like speed and learning style. So training must be suited on them. At the end of level 1, you should have good understanding of how well the training was received and determine any gaps in training contents. Or not. So understanding if the training was able to accommodate learners' trainees. Identify how you want to measure people reactions. Many people use employee satisfaction surveys to do this, but you can also watch trainees' body language during the season or ask for verbal feedback. So during the training, you should be attend the trainings too. So analyze the feedback and consider the change what you could make in response. So reaction, you want people feel the training is valuable, measuring how engaged they were, how actively they are contributing, how they react to training helps you to understand how well they received it. So it also enables you to make improvement future program by identifying important topics that might have been missing. So those, it's just example questions, you know, just those example 4 questions gonna be topic to cover during discussion, which is survey questionnaire. So it must be like cover with those kind of questions. So you can see the data, collect the surveys, and you can analyzing. So how like was your training and how to evaluate in your training program. So next one is level 2 learning. So level 2 learning. Make sure the knowledge and skills gained by learners as a result of the training. To measure this level, you can use combination metrics. So such as like test score during and after training. So before training, you test them. How's their knowledge? How's their level right now? So after training, you test them again, give them score, and you know comparing before and after training test. So it can be show the learning levels. So it show you like how was your training effective or not. So next one is evaluation of applied learners project. So let your trainees evaluating your training. It can give you good information about what they learned and was your training worked well or not. So which mean evaluating applied learners project, which let your trainees like evaluating your training program or training course. So it can give very good information about your learners or your learners was training like they know well or your training was worth or not. You can see it from it. Next one, influence on performance KPI. So again, our old friend KPI is here. So learning when your employee or when your trainees like learn it well, it can be shown on his or her performance, like KPI numbers must be increased. Okay. And next one is course completion and certification. Also, I say that before, the sum of training has relevant certification with final test as like a school, that which is you can evaluate your training performance. For example, your whole class of student total number is like 15, but after training, how many of them passed the test and completion your training? So you can also use the criteria of like evaluating your training program, like course completion, like final exam and certification. It can be one of the very good indicator of measuring your training program. And the next one is supervisor report and feedback. Supervisor report and feedback means you also evaluating your training with the supervisor who was leading whole team, the supervisor doing discussing, observing during training. So supervisor must be in the training and doing discuss and observing his team, their trainers or their colleagues, and observing during training their behaviors and commitment. So also supervisor can define training once necessary into their team or not, because supervisor knows what is their goal, what is their performance. So supervisor can define training was worth or not. So it can be the level 2, which learnings indicators. So this is for just example, which is you can using those indicators, or you can add more indicators too, than what they're learned. So also this stage evaluation, you will be able to determine if the training is meeting its set objectives. What are the specific skills that can be developed with the training, and the scope of improvement, content and methods delivery. That you can measure learning different ways. Also, we can measure learning in different ways, like depending on the objectives, help measure these are both before and after training. Before training begins, again, test your trainees, determine their knowledge level. Determine their knowledge level, the skill level of attitude. When the training is finished, test trainees second time to measure what they have learned, or measure their learning with interviews or verbal assessment. So again, learning, test, determine their knowledge, and before training and after training, again, like second testing, scoring them what they are learning. So it's one of the best way to measuring the learning level too. So level 3, so Kirkpatrick evaluated model has 4 levels. So now we are going to 3. So behavior. So understand how the training has impacted the learner's performance and attitude at work. So attitude at work is really important, right? Evaluate how the training has influenced the learners for performance and delivery at work by using combination. So this method. So this level helps you to understand how well people apply the training. It can also, well, where people might need help, but behavior can only change when conditions are favorable. So behaviors like indicators will be like self-assessment questionnaires, which is one by one, can express in their feeling and about training. The next one, informal feedback from peers and managers, which means informal feedback from their colleagues and their managers. So after training, does trainees' behavior or moral like improved or not? You can get feedback from their colleagues and their like direct managers, like make it like survive is also good. Then the focus group, how the group and team working goes on, like is she or he now can be like team player, one of the team player or not. So you can see it, their performance like behavior. So behavior is really important to being a teamwork, right? When you are good educated, a very good known like skill, but if you're not good behavior, you can't be like the team player. So every work goes by the team working. So it's really important, okay? On the job observation. So observing them on the job field, just observing, is really important. You can see like, are they coming to the work with the attitude or good attitude, with the good mood or good manner, and observing their behaviors is also best thing at defining it. So we are now going to talking about behavior. So you observing your employees or after training, are they changing their behavior, their manner, their attitude. So you can observe it. Actual job performance, which is KPI, once again, our old friend KPI. It's the main, I would like to say like KPI is main, like evaluate the model of training. So is your training worth or not? It can be shown the numbers on KPI. So customer survey, comment or complaints. Customer surveys, comment or complaints. Like if they are front office, your trainees was front office, which is like company dealer or something. So which means direct working with customers, you can add some packaging for customer survey, like evaluating their working attitude, ability of doing the task, customer needs meet. So also customer survey, customer comment, customer complaints are most honest evaluating program ever known. Like customers can tell the truth. They can give the honest complaint, honest compliment, almost honest also comments too. So customer survey, comment or complaints, you can collect the data from your customers. So topics to cover in your assessment also include like how has learner been implemented work, and are the learners confident to share their new skill and knowledge with their peers. So your topic covers some assessment, including, so first one is how learning's been implemented work, so which is training. Main goal is what kind of improvement is implemented work. Expect the result, implement work in field. No need to unnecessary assessment to expecting or evaluating on it. So the next one is, are the learners confident to share their new skills and knowledge with the peers? So when the employees trainee, they want to share their knowledge. They want to know what they learned, like the best learning, like best learning way is sharing and teaching what you are learning, right? What you are going to study now. So when I was a student, my lecturer told me once, like, best learning way is share and teaching what you are going to learn or training now. So are the learners confident to share their skill, their new knowledge with their peers? So which means if your training was completed with successful, your trainees would love to share their new skill and helping others, helping their peers, helping their colleagues to their new knowledge, like improved knowledge, peers. It can evaluating a training program too. So when they're trained well, they like to help their new skill, their new training. They love to teaching and sharing their knowledge with their peer and their colleague and their managers too. So it can be like one of the evaluating behaviors thing too. So now we are going to the last one, like level 4. It's a result. So measure the tangible results of the training, such as reduced cost, improved quality, faster project completion, increased productivity, employee retention, better marketing leads, and increases sales and higher morale. So this level, we have the levels. It's like reaction, learning, behavior. So we see the reaction, we see in the learning, we see in the behavior. Now we must be seeing the result, like training results. So it's a measurable, must be measurable, such as like reducing cost, improved like quality, a faster project completion, and increased productivity, employee retention, better marketing leads, increases sales, and higher morale. It can be shown the results. So key metrics measure are like improved business results. So improved business result means like business results are related with revenue, as I mentioned before. So business results are related with revenue. You can evaluate in your training program is revenue growth. So it must be like revenue growth or reducing cost, whatever. So it must be related with revenue. Then you can see the metrics like increased productivity and quality at work. So it also can show by measurable numbers, also based on the numbers, because the result level 4 result is all about numbers, okay? So increased productivity and quality of work. So it also can show by measurable numbers when productivity increases, department performance enhancing, work and process speed getting faster, increasing these things, it can affect business or department expected result. The next one is employee retention. So HR management, like one of the big problem is job flow. Job flow means hire a new employee and left another employee. Or when they all like employee left the work, you need to take a look, new employee. So comment in which mean input output, like human resource input output, it's called like human resource job flow. So one HR manager, one of the big headache is the job flow. once you are working, but when your manager got, oh, she's left her work, so find new one, you know, like job flow is really big problem. So which means like employee sustainable working, like employee retention means like which employees sustainable working years. So if they are trained well and improve their skill and knowledge, you can evaluate in their retention periods. So how much your employees work at company long term, it can give you good results as lack of open new vacancy problem. So you can see employee retention like working long time period. You can also see the numbers too, like 1 year, 3 years, or 10 years. So it's employee retention can show you the result. The next one is higher morale. We were talking about that earlier. So higher employees morale, working as honest, so following company regulation, their job description, working under internal labor law, and being responsible on their job agreement scope. So higher morale, employee is working honest. So working honest means following like company regulation, their job description, they're working under their internal like labor law, or then they are really responsible on their job, their duty, and they're like their job agreement scope. So like higher moral numbers can give you the result too. The last one is customer satisfaction index. So any kind of business, all of them like delivering their goods, whatever kind of business, they're focused on their business going through the customer. So their business, all of them delivering their goods or servicing to customers. So all of your training is aimed to marketing and making good product or servicing into your customer need. So when your customer satisfied, your business running good as well. Also, it takes time. So which means like customer satisfaction index can give you a big number. If you are customer happy with your goods, or if your customer satisfied with your service, that they will choosing you. So which means it's like company business growth. So it can give you the big numbers of revenue. Also, it can give you like very good prestige, very good image of company. So it can be result, which is level 4, the customer satisfaction index. You can like using that evaluating your training program result like this. So how much measurement makes sense? Measurement makes sense, like implementing all level of Kirkpatrick model can be expensive and time-consuming process. Of course, it's time-consuming. So you don't have to measure everything. You don't have to measure everything, okay? So measure only what it takes to sustainable, confident decision about the value returning on the training. So here is one point is value return of training. When you spend the time and money, what else? Spending on training, it must be returned as a value. Okay? So when you are training your employee, get them knowledge, improving their skills. Also, it's cost, so it must be returned on the training. At this level, like you analyze the final result of your training. So this includes outcomes that you or your organization have decided are good for business and good for your team members. So, and which demonstrate good return investment. So level 4, I'm talking about level 4, will likely the most costly and time consuming. So your biggest challenge will be identify which is like outcomes, benefit, or final result. Final results are most closely linked to the training, and to come up with an effective way to measure these outcomes in the long term. So we were talking about like over 4 level, like Kirkpatrick evaluation model: direction, learning, behavior, and result. So now it's almost finished. Now we are going to talk about conclusion. So training is all about improving again and individual or group performance and turn influencing the overall performance of your business. So training is all about improving and good performance on your business. And it's important to evaluate the effectiveness of the training and ensure the original learning goals achieved. So training must be like most important goal is where like achieve what you expected. Then I realized that many benefits of training are not measurable. So I couldn't say every training you can measuring. I couldn't say no. So many benefits of training are not measurable. Some of them. So factors like job satisfaction, the enjoyment of learning, and helping employees understand that they are valued assets worthy of development may seem intangible and can be very powerful. So the final measuring training isn't helpful unless you utilize what you have learned to improve the training. So isn't helpful. So find a better provider or even decide to discontinue the program. However, remember that training cannot be a one-time event. If you would say training is continuous process. So training cannot be a one-time event. It's important to define and support continuous learning paths. This enables your employee to stay relevant and a transforming digital scape. So this is all about like how to training and evaluating effectiveness of training program. So thank you. And in Mongolia we said baiklah, and also one more terima kasih semuanya. So it's done. So got any question?
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Mona, for your willingness. I mean, you have such a good heart to share us the knowledge. Okay. We would like to open the Q&A. So if you guys or my student or whoever you are want to ask some questions, you can speak in English or in Bahasa. We will like to help you if you cannot speak in English. So you can raise your hand by quick raise hand on your tools. Siapa yang mau bertanya? Ajis?
Saya miss tadi.
Oke, Ajis. Silakan Ajis.
Yeah, Miss. I have some questions. From my experience, training is very boring. Nah, how to make training not boring and the knowledge can be implementation. Thank you, Miss.
Sorry, one second, because it's your microphone is like sneezing.
Yes, this is my experience. Training is very boring. Question is how to make training not boring and the knowledge can be implementations in the work.
How to make your training not boring, right?
Yes.
And the next one?
And the knowledge can be implementations, maybe like in work or in organizations.
Can be like, what do you mean? Like knowledge can be...
Implementation.
I think you should explain more about your question.
Okay. Maybe this question is how to make training not boring, but we can learn and also a lot of learn from the training. So maybe by games or by we can learn
I'm sorry.
a lot from the training.
Sorry, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's someone's like microphone has some problem. It like
Check, Mona.
yeah, but it's so noisy. I couldn't hear that clearly. Why don't you like just text me about like Aziz's question? Because I couldn't hear that. Yeah, just give me a second, okay?
I will text you by chat or by Telegram.
By Telegram. Deborah, I think it's your microphone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then by chat. I will chat you. Because it's connected to my phone, so maybe the problem is here. Okay. While I chat, while I type something, if anyone want to ask,
Yeah.
raise
Please
your
feel
hand.
free to ask. You can ask me any question about human resource. It's not only like talking about training or KPI. It also human resource has so many functions, which is like almost 15 functions, like recruiting, training, career planning, or like health and safety, or like rewards, the personal well-being, like so many, you know, the functions. So you can ask me any question about like human resource field.
Can you check the chat? Yeah.
Deborah? I think I'm waiting for Aziz's question complete, because I just heard that how to make training not boring, and then I couldn't listen the rest of it.
Yes. How to make training program not boring, but the training program can run or can be optimal. I mean, they can learn a lot of from the training, but the program is not run boring. Or we're asking about the process of the training.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear that clear. Oh my God. Why don't you just text me his question by the Telegram? Just to send me the Aziz question by the Telegram, then I can answer it. Sorry guys, I think it's like signal is not that good. How to make training program not that boring, but the training program can run optimum. Right, Aziz?
Yes, Miss.
Well, how to make training program not boring? It's First of all, it depends on the time. If you text your training program, get it too long, like 3 hours and 4 hours, it's getting bored. And another one more thing is your presentation files. When you're preparing your presentation files, it must be not that much boring, you know, make it like such a bright color, but not that colorful. And the next one is just depends on the who's lecturing, who's training, that they're like little bit sense of humor, you know, like sense of humor is important. Like, for example, like our training is like already goes like 1 hour and 50 minutes. So for me, it's like pretty much long time, but if you are get bored, this feels like 4 hours already. So I would like to tell you how to make the training not boring. It's like make your content well. So don't talk like too much about one thing and again, and give them a good example. And then being a little bit sense of humor, it can be like not your training, the boring. And then
Oke, Aziz, gimana Aziz? Apakah kamu merasa jawabannya sudah cukup
Okay, Miss. Thank
menjelaskan?
you.
Jadi, Miss Mona ini menjelaskan salah satu metode training dengan cara presentasi yang hanya dikatakan beliau bahwa ya kalau kamu melakukan training dengan cara presentasi, hal yang kamu harus lakukan adalah kamu sendiri itu harus memang sangat bagus untuk latih presentasi. Lalu file yang kamu berikan powerful atau mungkin kamu punya sense of humor, jadi training bisa berjalan dengan baik. Oke ya. Next, raise your hand. Thank you, Aziz.
thank you, Aziz.
You are welcome, Miss.
Ada lagi yang mau bertanya? Ada sebenarnya banyak sekali pertanyaan yang bisa kita berikan kepada Simona ya. Karena saya rasa materi ini bukan materi apa istilahnya kalau orang Medan bilang bukan materi kaleng-kaleng gitu kan. Jadi banyak hal yang bisa kita pelajari. Jadi bagaimana menghadapi training atau apa yang harus kalau kamu nanti di posisi orang manager atau human resource development dikatakan bahwa kalau kamu nanti mau apa yang harus kamu lakukan sebelum memberikan training kepada employee-mu atau sesudah kamu berikan training apa yang harus kamu lakukan. Jadi itu kira-kira apa ya inti dari pembicaraan kita hari ini, dan juga ada beliau menjelaskan tentang KPI. Come on, friend, my student.
Yes.
Ada yang mau bertanya? Oke, silahkan. Ahmad Fauzi.
Oke, Miss. Dengar, Miss. Halo.
Ya.
Sebelumnya terima kasih banyak atas kesempatan yang diberikan kepada saya. Kemungkinan, Miss, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris? Terserah. Saya ingin bertanya, bagaimana Anda sebagai seorang manajer bisa mendapatkan hasil yang maksimal? Seperti itu sih, Miss.
Is Ahmad asked some question?
Can you hear me?
It's really hard to hearing you.
How about this?
Again?
How about this?
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
Okay. Fauzi asks how to make the employees number getting better.
How to make
employees number, I mean the score can be better.
What score?
From the KPI score.
Ah. So Fauzi, right? Fauzi?
Fauzi.
Fauzi. So how to make employees' KPI numbers can be better, right? Okay, so first of all, you need to know like your employees' KPI, how it must be looks like. So first of all, you need to be like identified and find the key results. It must be relevant their work. And the second one is your indicators, that each criteria goes through sub-criteria, right? Like it must be key performance. You need to be find the exactly right way to find their indicators. And also you got the KPI weight and you want to be increasing this score, right? So which means you can like performing their KPI, and after that you need to be analyzing their KPI numbers. So like it must be 50 but it's gone to 13. How could I improving? It depends on training. And also you can rewarding them by a little bit benefits or letting them a little bit satisfy their work. So as I mentioned before, like employees' productivity is sometimes like really big percentage or depends on their moral, their behavior. So you can work on to increasing those number. The first of all, training, and next one is like their internal work, which call like working on their behavior, give them like good rewards or give them really good like confident, give them very good environment to working at the company. Then it can help their KPI numbers. But I would like to say most important is training and really good like team working, like help each other. Is helping each other can be also help to increasing like KPI, their performance numbers too. Yes, Deborah.
Thank you, Miss Mono.
Yes.
Gimana Azi? Iya, Ahmad Fauzi.
Fauzi.
Fauzi, hello.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next question. Dwi Andriana.
Okay, check.
Yeah.
I want to ask about the company culture. Could you tell us, Miss, about your the company culture in your country? So maybe if we have our own company, we can copy and apply it.
Good idea, Andrew.
And the second question is, I want to ask about how many times the company should make an evaluation, the period, if it's a month or a semester or a year, and the effective training for the employee. Maybe my language, how many times the evaluation and the training to the employee should be evaluated.
I got it. Yes, I got it.
That's it. Thank you.
Yes. Andrew, right? So your second question is that how many times the company need to evaluate in their effective training of their employees, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I would like to give a chance. I would like to get a chance to greeting in Indonesia, but I must be in at the beginning of the class, like selamat pagi semuanya, but it's too late. It's already noon, right?
It's still okay.
It's still okay. Selamat pagi semuanya.
Yes,
Ya, selamat pagi, Miss.
Okay, so company culture in Mongolia. It's really interesting question. So I haven't prepared for it, but company culture in Mongolia, because like I would say first thing about like company culture sometimes depends on their nations, which is like Eastern Western culture. Like Eastern Western company culture is sometimes different. For example, as I mentioned before, like my working experience, I was starting working at like Australian mining company as a like human resource manager. That was like it's Australian company, so that company culture was like really European, like which is really like Western style. But then after when I moved to the local company, which is Mongol Mass Media, as a senior human resource manager, that was my first time like experience with Mongolian company. So that time until now, I'm working with like consulting with Mongolian, like I mean the local companies. So I know that much, but I don't know that much. But I would like to say the Mongolian company culture. It depends on like our nations, which is we are like Easterns, which our like Asian culture is really working our company culture. For example, company culture goes to be really honest, sometimes really tough. And then we are really respecting that someone who is older than me. It doesn't matter your like the ranking difference. For example, I'm like senior manager. Like if I'm like, for example, 25 years old, but someone is who's like just human resource manager who's older than me, like I should be respecting them too. So and sounds a little bit funny, but in Mongolia, like company culture is really depends on national culture too. So sometimes we call it like each other like not by their position, like for example, like Deborah manager, but sometimes we call it like when she's older than me, we call it like sister, but it sounds really funny. But I would like to say Mongolian company culture is depends on the national identify. So respecting a lot and a little bit hard and tough, like internal regulations. So I would like to say Mongolian company culture is goes like that. And the next question, like how many times evaluating Effector training? So as our the presentation, as I told, like it's really hard to measuring, but sometimes some training couldn't be evaluated, right? It couldn't be evaluated, but if it's evaluated, if it's possible to evaluate it as we talking, like Kirkpatrick evaluation model, what else? So it takes time, you know, time costing. Training is actually time costing. So I would like to suggest you if in the future company like doing the evaluating of effectiveness of training, it's the like twice a year. I mean twice annually, which means 1 year in 2 times. It's best way to like evaluating their effectiveness of trainings. Yeah, Andrew, that's all my answers.
Oh, thank you for your
Actually, it's not Andrew, but it's Dwi.
No, Andrew.
Andriana. No, Andrew.
Andrew.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Andrew.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Miss Mono and Dwi. We have another question from Sela. Sela asked by the chat, and she asked like, what step can be taken by the leadership or employees when the evaluation is found inaccurate or unsuccessful in training?
Again, you were so fast.
What steps?
What steps?
What steps we can take by the leader or by human resource? Evaluation is found maybe unsuccessful in training. Maybe the question is like, after you score the employee and you found that the training doesn't work. So what are the things that you can do by the human resource?
So fire them. I'm just kidding, of course not. I'm just kidding. So after, like, when you spend a lot of time, you like costing, like spending money, spending your employees' time too. And then when you train it, after you score it, them like any kind of score, KPI or Kirkpatrick, their reaction, their learning, anything else, but its score was low, or which is like a training wasn't worth. So what is human resource department doing? Which means we are working on ourselves, which means HR department planning, training plan for every employee, every department. So training program, training, the planning comes from human resource department. So it's gonna be our fault. It means human resource department's fault. So you see, like KPI table is training and development part, which training hours and rate your difference, the rate productivity before and after training. So it's like human resource department problem. So which means we're going to work in our department, which is human resource department, or the human resource manager who's handling it. We're going to be working on it for make it better and choose the right topic, choose the right training style, and then we rate training again.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mona, for the answer. So let me translate in bahasa.
Yeah, please.
Jadi ketika kamu menemukan bahwa karyawan kamu setelah di training ternyata tidak mendapat hasil yang maksimum setelah kamu evaluasi. Jadi kan tadi dikatakan sebelum dan sesudah kamu melakukan training, kamu harus ada scoring namanya, kamu nilai dia. Nah, setelah kamu training ternyata nilainya nggak naik dibanding dengan sebelum training gitu. Jadi apa yang harus kamu lakukan adalah kamu sebagai human resource harus evaluasi diri kamu sendiri. Karena ini ternyata kesalahan di human resource, tidak menempatkan si employee kepada training yang tepat seperti itu. Bagaimana, Sela? Okay. Sela doesn't respond.
I hope they
Another question is from Umi Lestari.
Umi?
Yes, Umi.
Umi.
Umi in Arabian means mama.
Oh. Selamat pagi, Umi.
Pagi, Miss.
Okay. So,
okay, Umi, can you say your question? Okay. Umi. Okay. She asked me by the chat.
Sure.
Miss, what was the first time you score when you participate in the training by your boss? Maybe the question is like how you score the employee for the first time.
Score my employees first time.
Yeah.
Good question, Umi. When was my first time employee? Scoring my employee, like after training, right? First time. And for like before training, I testing them. Then after I had a training, I prepared some questionnaire, not really testing, but make them questionnaire. So which means my first time I scoring my employees by questionnaire and some testing scores. Do you got it, Omi?
Oke, Umi. Jadi ketika kamu menerima karyawan tersebut, kamu melakukan tes. Lalu di tes itu kamu bisa skornya berapa gitu. Lalu ketika kamu pikir, ini dia perlu untuk tingkatkan lagi kemampuannya, kamu kirim dia ke training. Seperti itu.
Before and after training.
Yes, sebelum dan sesudah training. Kamu harus kasih skor terhadap si employee tersebut. Oke, Umi. Okay, another question, you can raise your hand. Bagaimana dengan mahasiswa kami dari Steamers? Ada pertanyaan lain? Tidak ada? Udah pada kabur semua.
Miss, Miss.
Yes, silakan.
Menanggapi pertanyaan dari Umi tadi, Miss.
Oke.
Di situ kan tadi katanya dilihat dari skornya.
Yeah.
Yang Ahmad Koji pikirkan, itu dari skornya apakah dari tahap training 1, 2, 3, atau 4? Itu dari situnya, Miss?
Oh. Bukan. Jadi sebelum training dilakukan, kamu harus buat dulu penilaian terhadap si employee ini. Kalau kamu nggak buat penilaian terhadap employee, gimana kamu tahu ini penting untuk di training atau tidak?
Berarti dia dari sikap juga gitu?
Iya.
Sikap, kemudian penampilan, baru cara berbicara, atau seperti itu ya, Miss? Sampaikan ibu itu.
Iya benar, itu tergantung dengan jenis pekerjaan yang kamu emban gitu. Kalau kamu misalnya di bidang customer service atau berhubungan langsung dengan customer, ya kamu harus perhatikan itu. Oke ya?
Oke, Miss, bagus.
Fauzi, again, want to ask the question?
Okay, another question is from Lutfi Setio. Laura, I mean, maybe he mean Miss Mono. He wanna ask that if we want to recruit an employee from abroad, or should indicator have to be different from the usual indicator? I mean, maybe if we want to recruit the employee from abroad, would the KPIs differ the local one?
So you mean like if I'm recruiting employees from abroad, which means like expats, right? From other countries. So KPI would be like a local one, or what was the question?
Or different from the local one?
Yes. Okay, good question. So as I told you, I was working in an Australian company, and my last experience was like also another Australian company too. So which means I'm hiring over than like 50 or 60, yeah, maybe around 60 expats hiring from abroad. So which means I have experience with that. So it's a KPI will be like different from the local one, because like if you are hiring expats, which means like hiring an employee from the abroad, so it's gonna be like take a lot of responsibility, and more also the expat salary is getting so high from the local. So if their salary and things are higher than local, so KPI must be higher than local other employees.
Thank you, Mona. Jadi Lutfi katakan Miss ini pasti berbeda gitu KPI antara employee lokal dan employee yang kita impor dari luar gitu. Karena kenapa? Dari gaji juga mereka akan lebih tinggi daripada yang lokal. Oleh sebab itu KPI skornya juga harus lebih tinggi daripada apa yang ditetapkan untuk employee dari lokal. Seperti itu. Bagaimana Lutfi? Oke?
Yes, okay, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Litvi? What's Setio?
Lutfi.
Lutfi.
Setio.
Setio.
Okay. Is anyone want to ask Miss Mona? Or maybe you want to say something about this class today or about the webinar? Okay, here the question from Yusuf Supriyanto. He said that what are the best techniques to predict the employee turnover intention? How to control it when you as a human resource manager?
Again, let me try to understand his question.
Okay.
Could you explain to me what was his question? Like, what are the best technique of...
I think the question is like, how you predict this employee,
sorry,
for the future. I mean, their turnover to the company.
How to like
doing prediction. You as human resource manager doing prediction to the employee about their turnover intention in the future.
Oh, pretty much tough question, huh? From YouTube. So first thing is how to predict your employee, right? Predict their future, their growth.
Yeah.
So again, KPI table, sorry guys. KPI is here, number 3, performance and career management, right? Because his question was as a human resource manager, right? So the human resource manager, most important part is their employee career management. So human resource management, do recruiting, training and development, so what else? But really important thing is improving their employee and make them career growth. So here is a performance career management, like, which means like development plan. So every human resource manager doing the development plan for key positions, which call it key positions, which means like more efficient, more like over than junior managers, and there could be like the future like leading managers or head of department. We have the several position, we call it like that, like development plan for the some specific positions. So that we are making development plan for our employees. So its prediction not comes from like my sixth like sense, it's from our work duties. So we are planning all the employee, all the position, like planning their developing career coaching program. And then we are training them, we are supporting them, we are also promoting them to the another position, we are challenging them to another position too. And then when we see that where is that employee talented or which like sector he's interested on it, then we can make our developing plan or career coaching program too. So I hope my answer could understandable, or what do you think, Deborah? Or would you translate in Bahasa?
Oke. Apakah Yusuf pertanyaan yang saya berikan kepada Miss Mona itu sudah sesuai dengan pemikiran kamu? Yusuf?
Ini Bu, misalnya kalau ada suatu pekerja yang pengen pindah gitu loh Bu, terus karena alasannya misalnya nggak suka sama bosnya atau supervisornya, terus atau pengen mencoba sesuatu yang baru, gimana cara mengatasinya gitu Bu? How to handle it?
Misalnya ini ceritanya si employee-nya mau keluar.
Iya, iya.
Oke. Padahal sebelumnya dia posisinya sangat bagus atau pekerjaannya bagus gitu.
Ya, gitu-gitu.
Oke. Mono, another question is, how you as human resource manager the time that maybe the employee wanna go get out from your company, but you know he or her ability is very good. What are you doing? I mean, what you have to do when you face that situation?
Yeah. Almost every day. Since when I'm working as human resource managers, like almost every day I'm facing with that case, which means there's someone who's really good employee, very good ability, and very good experience, and they want to leave the company. So first thing is company try to stay in their employees. So I am as a human resource manager, I'm the represent the company CEO. So which means I need to first thing is we are thinking about how to stay and how to not like lost our good employee. So first thing is we need to know why they want to leave the work. Why is the reason to he or she move to another work or move to another company, or what is the reason to she is want to leave in the company. So this is the most important thing. First, we need to know what is the reason. So the reason we could make it like exit interview, like human resource call it exit interview. So exit interview with like several questions, like questionnaire about like find the reason why does employee the leaving this company. So this survey or questionnaire can show you the reason she want because of her salary is not good enough, or company is not like because of some managers, or because of some co-workers like abusing, or so many reasons are there. Or maybe she's like moved to another city, or there's like 10 and 10 of 10 reasons. So first thing is you need to know like exit interviewing and find the reason why he or she living. And if you find the reason, you try to looking for the solution to find how to he or she could be staying in the company. It's like increasing their salary, promoting them. Promoting is like changing to another position, like upgrading their position, right? Or if they have some problem with their manager, so training them or like coaching them. So what I'm trying to say is first to find a reason. The second one is to find a solution to fix that reason. And if it works, we will not like losing our good employees. Or if it doesn't happen, if it's a really like essential reason to she gonna leave, like we would say like good luck to her and or him, and find a more good one. Debo?
Okay, Yusuf here. Is that question okay for you? Can satisfy you?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Yusuf.
So once again, like if you are like working as a human resource manager, HR manager, before you do something or before you're planning, find the reason. Why? What is the problem? Why we need to do that? So as a human resource manager, which means really good like sense really good of observing things, really good at the thinker, because we are thinking first and speaking later. So what I'm trying to say, nobody asked me, but I really want to share, like, as if you are working as a human resource manager, think first, find the reason, find looking for the what was the problem or things, then after you will planning, then after speak. So that's 3 step is really important for if you are working as a human resource field.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mono. Okay, last 2 question. Is someone wanna ask something about human resource? You can raise your hand by the chat. No? Oke, kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, supaya kita kembalikan ke co-host, supaya webinar ini bisa kita akhiri.
Okay, Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, friends, once again, thank you for attending this international seminar. We have listened to the excellent presentation on behalf of the supervisor, committee. Let's thanks to Ms. Deborah Hutagalung and Ms. Munkyuta Danja. Hopefully, this international webinar will give us more benefit. And thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if I have a wrong pronunciation. I say see you later and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ayu, as a host. Thank you for all my students, especially Miss Mona. So we are from Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi Mars who held this webinar. Would like to express our gratitude, Miss Mona, for your willingness to share the knowledge to all over like 22 university around in Indonesia who joined this program in our school or university. Thank you so much, Miss Mono.
Thank you all thank you for your time, and thank you for inviting me to give me the opportunity to sharing my little experience with those students. So I hope this 2 hours and 20 minutes, what I'm talking about is gonna be a help in your future. So all the best for you in your future students. So best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone. Jadi saya akan akhiri
Thank you.
webinar ini. Apakah kita perlu ada screenshot? Oke, foto. Oke, kita akan lakukan foto. Saya hitung dari 1, 2, 3. Lagi 1, 2. Wait ya. 1, 3. 1 kali lagi.
Gaya, Miss. Boleh gaya, Miss.
2, 3. Oke. Terima kasih semuanya yang sudah hadir. Thank you, Miss Mona.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Oke. Zoom kali ini akan saya akhiri. Bye-bye.
Dadah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Miss.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.